Before this video starts, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 4,000 subscribers. I was gonna make a video thank you guys for 3K subscribers, but we hit 4K that fast. I still remember being stuck on 1.5K for about a year or two, and then when I got to 2K, we hit 3,000 subscribers in like 1 or 2 months, and it hasn't even been a month. It's been like a few weeks and we got to 4K subscribers. Thank you guys so much, and I love you all, and enjoy the video. So recently I started playing a game called Forsaken, and it has been blowing up recently until this happened. Now, how did this happen? Well, let's go back to the first tweet that happened that started this whole drama in the first place, which is right here. And this Discord DM, which makes the drama worse, it reads, "Recently some information has come to the public. Robo has been actively harassing our team for the better part of the past year, even doxing some of our developers and making fun of people." Now, this person, I'm pretty sure, is one of the developer team members of Forsaken. Now, doxing isn't the best thing to do or the best thing to experience, and neither is making fun of people. And another thing is that this person is Robotic Developer. Now, in case you don't know who Robotic Developer is, she's one of the founders of a Roblox game by the name of Friday Night Bloxin, who was exposed 2 years ago. Now, I'll get to that later, but let's talk about the main person, Souldrivenlove, the owner of Forsaken. She's been a scripter for 8 years for Roblox. Now, I said we'll get back to Robotic Developer later, but I didn't give any proof. But in her About section, it says founder and former owner of Friday Night Bloxin. Now, what is Friday Night Bloxin? I don't know. Friday Night Bloxin was a rhythm game on Roblox, which was inspired by the game Friday Night Funkin'. Now, I don't want to say Robotic Developer and Souldriver shit consistently, so I'm going to be calling Souldrivenlove just Soul and Robotic Developer Rob. So Soul, or Rob, was exposed around 2 years ago, especially for owning things like CP, and also things like doxing, threats, faking family debts, faking cancer, and credit card fraud, and also pressuring people to send her no stuff. Now, I don't want to say it, but I'll just tell you, it starts with an N, ends with an E, and has 4 letters, and I know all you dirty-minded sickos exactly know what that means. Now, specifically, this allegation doesn't have any proof yet, so it's not 100% confirmed. Now, the time she did this, the person was 13, and Soul was only 14. And everything Soul has done yet was when she was only 14, so things like owning CP and stuff does sound like a dumb 14-year-old. Not saying that it's cool and it's fine because she's 14. It doesn't matter if you're 12, 13, 25, I don't know, 50. It's not good, okay? Now, Soul did end up making an apology at one point. Now, ever since Rob was exposed for his drama, not much has happened since then. Psych, you dumb! Last year, Soul had made a document responding to pretty much everything about her, but this one in specific gives us Soul's perspective of the story. And this document reads, "Hi, Souldrivenlove here. Not really a fan of being dragged into stuff I don't want to be a part of because I don't really enjoy feeling such hate like this. But I guess I kinda have to respond to this since people think I'm the type to push someone to suicide and harass people for a year and whatnot. For starters, yes, I'm Rob, founder of Friday Night Bloxin. It has been more than a year since I abandoned that name. I'm not quite comfortable with admitting to the secret. It took me so long to realize how awful of a person I've become back when I was still under that name. When realization struck, it felt like my entire world shattered what the fuck does that say? Instantaneously. Man, what the instantaneously. It eventually got to the point where I found myself standing on the edge of life and death. So close to taking my life out of guilt because I was so deep into the delusion that there was no other way out of misery. But then Souldrivenlove came, and that instantly became my lifeline. It was my only chance to start anew and do all the things I wish I could have done differently. I finally lived without waking up to more people hitting for me for whatever crazy thing happened the night before, without being doxed, swatted, assaulted in real life, sent bomb threats, and so much worse. It was, and still is, perfect. I don't want to stop living this life I made for myself, but I also don't want to live as a liar forever. This is a huge turn and a solid response from Soul. She has regrets of the things she did as a 14-year-old, realized that what she did was awful, like I said at the time she was 14, but by now she's around either 18 or 19 or so. But it's safe to say she hasn't made any bad decisions, since she was exposed as Rob. Now, someone on Twitter by the name of Polylua responded to Soul by saying, "You caused me to lose most of my friends and contact with others. You caused me to myself more than 5 times in a span of 6 months. You hid yourself by creating a new identity to escape from everything you did in the past," which Soul would respond to by saying, "As for this claim, no, I was not responsible for you feeding into the hate posts about the games that you work on, nor did I even encourage you to respond to those remarks made by strangers online. If anything, I discouraged interacting with them and encouraged you to instead focus on better and brighter things, while you vented to me." What I saw you go through was horrible. I never wish such a thing upon anybody. I will not allow you to pin blame for how you felt on me, when it's entirely and completely untrue. Now, this next thing I'm going to go through is pretty insane, and keep in mind that Polly using the name Robotic Developer and this Twitter thread will be very crucial for one simple reason, which was that if explained to Polly prior to the tweet being made that bringing Soul up as a username could get her started. It reads, if you're reading this, Robo, I hope you never have a platform anymore. I hope you never manipulate anyone anymore. I hope you stop lying to others, and I hope not only that you change as a person, but apologize and realize everything you have done. Well, let's just say Soul definitely did not take this comment very lightly at all. Soul replied by saying, oh my god, this is a long one, so I might have to hold my breath in. I cannot even begin to express how much raw, unfiltered fury and vitriol I felt coursing through my body as I read this tweet. You mean to tell me that you have actively consumed Cub plus federal porn, put the lives of myself and my friends at risk, and swatters and doxers, and yet you have the nerve to say that I hope I can change as a person? Are you fucking serious? You think I'm the one who doesn't deserve a platform? That I'm the manipulator here? You were confronted in July about your pornographic interests being directly related to bestiality, but your response to that was to just have another breakdown and shrug it off the next day. By that I mean you've been warned about your behavior before and you did nothing about it. Allow me to show you how awful of a person you are. Oh my fucking god. Now this is attached with screenshots of Polly sending cub art as well as depictions of rape art. Basically some very bad and very disgusting stuff that this person is sending. Soul continues by then finally saying, you're worse than I have ever been. I sat down on my computer for hours listening to you vent about issues that could have all been prevented if you listened to anybody around you. I gave you an almost overwhelming amount of advice every time you reached out, and I always tried to figure out better solutions every time you'd come to me over the same few things, and yet all that meant nothing to you? All of that just manipulation in your eyes? In what other way could I have ever possibly responded to you that would have been preferred? So be serious. And not to even mention that what you were doing behind closed doors. You mentioned all this about me, manipulative, deceitful person, for hiding my identity out of fear that history would repeat and that I'd never truly become the best version of myself. Though throughout all of that, you failed to mention that you've been hiding your morally reprehensible interest. I've tried keeping your degenerate activity on the down low in hopes that you'd eventually come to understand how disgusting it is, and yet you never did. So does it feel good to know that the world knows about your secret? Because I can bet that the skeletons in your closet are fucking worse than mine. So according to my calculations, it appears Soul and Polly have some sort of history, and she knows about this person and their actions for a while now. When I say the situation gets more worse, you have to trust me. Since Polly was exposed in Soul's response document, the aftermath of Polly is quite tragic. Ever since Polly made that Twitter thread, she has been receiving a ton of backlash, resulting them into becoming, let's just say, mentally unstable. A tweet from December of last year reads, hey everyone, how's it been? As a lot of you guys might have known, I've been diagnosed with major depression for the last month, and this has only been worsening day by day. That's also the reason as why I stopped using social media. And there's other things that I will also put up on screen because I'm not reading all that shit. Now Polly didn't exactly specify who this tweet was directly towards, but most people, and you might be thinking, it's to Soul. Now on January 4th of 2025, Polly would tweet a lot of things which showed her just having mental breakdowns and tweets that are getting harder to understand, and all that suddenly has gone. It looks like she has disappeared to this day. It's like still to this day. Now there's no news of what happened to Polly, and it's probably not something positive that happened, and as much of a disgusting thing this person has done, I hope she can recover and hope she makes her turn just like Soul did. And as for Soul, I don't condone the actions this person may have committed in the past, and save for Polly, but some people can recover from mistakes that they have done. Soul was just a young teenager at the time, and age alone can't let you just skip and slip through punishments. But that response from Soul and everything just shows that she's making an effort of changing herself as a person, and definitely isn't who she was when she was 14. And for as what I know, she has never committed any of those actions ever again since, and unfortunately Soul did send this on the official Forsaken Discord group saying, making this announcement on my own accord, I'm sorry but Forsaken's gonna go on an indefinite hiatus. I know we had a lot of content set to be released soon, but I just can't work on anything with all that's been happening as of late, and I and my girlfriend seriously need some time to relax. I'll make another document responding to things that are said about me and my friends tomorrow. Now I just discovered something very special. that she is lesbian, which obviously there's literally nothing wrong with. You can be whatever you want. You can be gay, lesbian, homophobe. I'm joking, but the friend document, if you want, you can check that out. I'll leave the official Forsaken Discord group in the description down below. But as of now, I hope Forsaken stays on the platform and Soul can take a break. It doesn't go through anything more awful again. And I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye.